Gotta ask y'all the question of the summer. How bad does Marvel need a hit? We're talking Fantastic Four 2025. We've sat through 20th Century Fox. We've had 2005. I think that was all right. We've had 2007, which Galactus needs his get back. We've had 2015, which I think terrorized audiences nationwide. Joined by my guys Adonis, Scotty back in here. Minor League Films, go to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's jump into it. Fellas, I'm going to start right there. How bad does Marvel need a hit?
Enough to the point where they get their trust back fully. I don't think they're like, oh, bankruptcy, we need a hit. They're still making money. They're still on that scale to where they can do pretty much no wrong financially until like they have continuous more and more and more just bummers and not making enough money. So I think financially they're fine. Now when it comes to just the film itself and people enjoying it, they need to hit like the mark on this. They absolutely have to. I think for me personally, I've always been somebody who said Marvel never fell off. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the projects that have came out ever since Endgame, because that's what a lot of people like to start with, to be like, oh, it's been falling off since Endgame. Not true. When you actually look at the projects combined with the TV shows and the movies, Marvel has stayed afloat consistently, more with projects that have done decent to good, some even great, more than it has been mid to bad. So, the majority says otherwise. And I think that Fantastic Four will be a good place to start as far as like, turning it around. Thunderbolts was for me like a nice, like, okay, we might be going in the right direction. But when you bring in the Fantastic Four, it has to be a hit or you might plummet yourself into a hole you can't get out of. But I don't think that will be the case.
Got it.
That was perfect. That's that. I feel the same way. I'm tired of people always saying, "Oh, after Endgame it went downhill." I'm like, but every project for the most part has done well, and in my opinion, every project has been okay. If like maybe 2 or 3 out of like what the 10 or 12 haven't done well financially, that doesn't matter. It's kind of like I kind of compare it to Star Wars. Most Star Wars projects do exceptionally well despite the loud minority saying it's bad. Like even the Acolyte was doing okay. So I don't really, it's a lot of people hating. I guess they want, it's kind of like people want the same characters, the same kind of stories, whatnot. People are scared of change. They don't want to move on and have new characters and new stories, especially people that they don't know. And I don't really understand that because the Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew them either. And they did financially well and they did critically well. So I don't really understand the complaints. So I think personally, I think Fantastic Four could be okay and it could still do well. Now, do I think it's going to be okay? No, I think it's going to be great. Just even looking at the trailers and reading the story, it's going to be great. It's hard to mess up the first family. Have a simple story.
Yeah, hopefully. I think people forget even through the phases of Marvels where we got the end game, there were some movies in there that really were not good. Not everything is a hit. I think they're just brainwashed because the entire phases were hits. And that's kind of what carries over. They forget Thor 2, and the Iron Man 3. Like there are some movies in there.
Whoa. Here he go. Here he go.
You want to spin Iron Man 3?
Here
we
goes.
have to do a separate video.
It was
I don't believe that was good, but there is a opinion. See, there you go. Somebody
Who's
like
talking about Iron Man 2? I'd agree.
I think Iron Man 2 was bad too.
I think they both were bad.
Matter of fact, I don't think both of them are bad. I just think both of them weren't mediocre.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is decent.
All right, we found the first one to like Iron Man 3. But like we said, they were up and down on there. One thing I do want to ask, we just had Superman drop recently, and this is a question I do want to ask you both. We all like that movie. We just did a review. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check that out. We talked about it for all over an hour. So definitely look at that. We all like that movie. As far as budget-wise, Superman came in at a $225 million budget, tacked on $200 million in marketing. Right now, it has to hit $700 million to start to make a profit on that. We don't know if it will get there. So Fantastic Four is right around that same mark with a $200 million budget, about the same marketing-wise. Do you think Fantastic Four will outperform? Because this was the thing. Both of these were initially supposed to release on the same weekend. Obviously, they both made the smart move and didn't do that. But do you think Fantastic Four will outperform Superman? Don, start with
you. I think for the most part that it will perform a little bit better only because it is Marvel, right? I think the biggest thing was for me personally, if this Superman movie is successful, which it is, I knew for a fact that it would be really crazy for it to hit a bill, right? But at the same time, I had faith and was like, like it is Superman, and like people have been waiting for DC to make a comeback. But unfortunately, it more than likely is not going to hit a bill. I do think it can hit that 600, a little bit over 700 mark, given the fact that it is over, I think, like 416 mil currently, and that's only after its second weekend. So that means like the consistency of like people going to see it by word of mouth and like media, performing, like seeing like how good it's been doing. So I think internationally it needs to pick up a little bit for it to get there, and I think it will. So I think it'll be fine there. Fantastic Four, however, outperforming it, I think it will, like I said, just because it is Marvel, right? Because people have, like I was saying earlier, Marvel has built up trust with its fans, and now it is teeter-tottering. But like I said, and like Kurono was saying, how can you mess up Fantastic Four? It's a pretty simple story. So if you get it right and you add some good stakes to it and you tease what's in the future for you, hyping up Avengers Doomsday, bringing the Russo's brothers back and all that, etc., you should be in good hands financially and critically wise. So I think it might more than likely perform better than Fantastic Four. As a Superman fan, it kind of hurts a little bit, but I can understand that they're at two different places when it comes to the companies themselves. Marvel is at a very high standard for most of the world, whereas DC is kind of starting over. So they would have to build that up to get to that level.
Oh, Scotty.
You know what? Not even what he said was true. All that stuff is true. But on top of that, Fantastic Four's pre-sales are like what? They quintuple the amount of Supermans already. So the pre-sales alone is already probably going to push them higher to make more than Superman already. So I know for a fact it's going to make more than Superman. Do I think Superman is going to be low and continue to be low? No, because it's only been 10 days, 11 days. And it's doing well for a week and a half, 2 weeks. It's doing really well. So I think after Superman's been out for a month, maybe a month and a half, I can see that going much higher. Same thing with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, I guarantee it's going to meet its budget within the first 3 weeks. It's going to exceed that. Both of these movies are going to exceed that. And not only that, the Thunderbolts post-credit scene showed them coming in. Then we got to wait. People are anticipating this post-credit scene to be something big. Do I think it's going to be something big? No, not at all. But I think the movie is going to be fantastic. So people will go see it. Butts are going to be in seats. People are seeing this, as Adonis was saying, they're seeing this as a comeback for Marvel, even though they never really left. They're introducing not new characters, but characters. It's kind of like a Superman thing. They're introducing these milestone characters that have been around for like 60, 70 years. And people get excited about that. Like you're bringing in old folks who maybe didn't care for the new Marvel stuff. They call it the MCU and all kind of ignorant stuff. But when you see Fantastic Four, this core family, they're like, oh, maybe I can come back, put my butt back in the seat and watch this, see how they do with this. So,
yeah,
especially after that 2015 movie, they're excited.
That's about a way to mess up Fantastic Four. That was it. They found it. If there was a formula, they put it together perfectly. I will say I agree with you. I think this kind of is a re-showing, and you're getting characters now that you are familiar with, if not all these new characters that people maybe haven't read or haven't touched. If you're just a movie fan, these are characters that everybody knows. So definitely there. Superman, I want to say, opened up at 125 million domestically. Fantastic Four is looking for about 110. So these are going to be market. We'll see where they finish up at. If I had a prediction, I think Fantastic Four will outperform it, but we will see. So far, like you both said, early reviews are good. I checked Rotten Tomatoes. Now, that is not the best guide for rating movies, but right now that is at 88%. So for critic score, not its audience score, so they really like it. So it's up there with some of the better Marvel ratings. Endgame is right around there if you want to believe it's as good as that. But I do want to ask expectation predictions. The movie's out now. We're 1 day away. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I will be butt in seat, as you say. But Adonis, I'll start with you. Expectations for the movie, predictions, characters you're looking for. Like, what do you need to see tomorrow to walk out and say, damn, Marvel's back?
Well, when it comes to that, I think for me, I need to see the family dynamics mesh well. My biggest issue was the casting when it came to this movie. I think for the plot wise and everything, I had no worry in that. I knew the MCU would craft a good enough story because like you said, in 2015, they messed it up. They made a formula to pretty much screw up the Fantastic Four. However, those type of writers do not exist when it comes to the MCU, and when it comes to these big title characters. I don't think they would mess something like that up. So when it comes to that, I think for me, it's just the casting. Pedro Pascal was not my first pick for Reed. John Krasinski was, as was many others. I think he did a good job in Multiverse of Madness, so I thought he would have worked perfectly, actually being just another variant, but existing in the MCU, or whatever the case may be in this alternate universe that they have set it when it comes to the 60s. I thought he would have fit perfectly fine. But every other casting, I was fine about. I had a friend who was talking to me. He was like, I don't know how about Joseph Quinn's, Human Torch. I think I might need to warm up to him, etc., stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm a Johnny Storm fan. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, that's Johnny. My only thing is this. My theory on how they're going to do it is, I think once they bring Johnny Storm into the MCU, I think they're going to change his mindset to the more asshole jerk Johnny in a way, because he's being brought into this new world, right? Where everything is modern, everything's fast, whereas in the 60s, everything's slowed down, everything's just peachy clean. You know what I'm saying? It's retro, it's that cleanness to it. But I think they're going to do a dramatic change with this character arc to bring him into that modern world, to get us that classic Johnny Storm, to where, like, I'm going to go bang Dr. Doom's wife, type of Johnny Storm. That happened in the comics. So for everybody like who didn't know, he did that. By the way, Johnny's something else. So my favorite character is Johnny. So I'm really looking forward to see his progression. And I think for me, I want to see Shia LaBeouf actually be a character. I don't want her to be just a rehash of what Norrin Rad is or was, so to speak. I think Shia LaBeouf can really make this her own and create an interesting dynamic with the Fantastic Four members. And for me, that's pretty much it. Everything else I have good faith in. And I think the score, Michael Giacchino is in my top 5 favorite composers of all time. And just from the little samples that we've had from the score, I already know it's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to hear it. And I'm a big person on composing. So if this whole soundtrack is fire, best believe it's going to be in my playlist.
There you go. Scotty, I'm gonna change it up for you because I know this. I've heard time and time again about Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer and the way they've absolutely butchered Galactus. I mean, I remember you walking out the theater like, I can't believe a cloud just destroyed Earth like that. Like, I can't believe they robbed me of seeing him on the big screen. We've seen a foot. We've seen the shadow overhead. We haven't seen him yet, which I'm very happy. They're holding still. You got to show up to the theater if you want to see Galactus. Do they get Galactus right in Fantastic Four 2025?
I don't understand how you can't get him right. He's a giant. Just make him a damn giant. Now, he could change his size at will. So perhaps they show in this movie, maybe he'll come down to their size and talk to him. I don't see it happening. But what I predict is this, and what I'm excited about is this. He's after Shia LaBeouf, as Adonis was saying. I want to see her become her own character. I don't care about the family dynamic, because as far as trailers go and as far as MCU goes, they ain't gonna mess that up. They mess that up, we got a big problem. So I'm putting that to the side. All I care about are the villains in this movie. That's all I care about. Shia LaBeouf in the trailer has a nice presence. She's kind of like, hey, I'm here to do this. Ain't no convincing me otherwise. I'm here to do this. I like this. It's established that it's in a different universe, so we don't care about Norrin Rad right now. So when she finishes whooping the Fantastic Four's ass or whatever she's doing, maybe they get the upper hand for a second and Galactus comes down with that big boot. I'm anticipating a booming voice. I'm anticipating them not being able to defeat him because he's so strong, and then them coming back to the main world. Because from what I've seen, everything in the trailer and dialogue, even this special look, it looks like they came from the regular 616 universe, whatever time period they left, and they came to this Earth. So I'm looking forward just to the villains. I don't even care about the family. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even care about Sue, Reed, Johnny, or Ben, because I'm sure that's gonna be perfect. But the villains, that's all I came to see. And I if they knocked out the park, I'm good with it. I'll see it twice.
All right. I will pass this back to you both. Kind of question here. So we watched the trailer. We've seen both trailers. The tone is, and Marvel trailers can be deceiving, but the tone feels very different. You have Reed Richards in there, and they're saying hey, like, can you protect us? I don't know. We've got the feel of like we don't know if they're gonna win. This Earth that they've built up, I mean, it doesn't feel like we're gonna spend a lot of time there. It feels like this Earth will somehow get destroyed. I mean, that's just predicting. But I want to know, and now you can start with this. Will we get that old tone of Marvel? Kind of like I think Marvel used to do a really good job of being serious, but also
Mhm.
just finding the ways to put the jokes in. It
Mhm.
feels like it's flipped to, all right, let's get the jokes and find some ways to put in serious moments. When we get
Mhm.
that kind of Captain America feel, we're like, we get a laugh here, but we're in a real movie. We're feeling tension, something that we really haven't felt. And I think that's where audience have gone a little bit left. So I'll start with you, Adonis. Do you think we're going to kind of get back to that a little bit with this Fantastic Four movie?
I definitely think we will, especially when it came to seeing Thunderbolts and how they did that. I think they very much focused on the serious beats and the character beats making sense and all of that blending together well. And of course, you had your characters who were there for comedic relief, like Red Guardian. I think when it comes to the Fantastic Four, the comedic relief will come between the family themselves. There won't be someone specifically just there for comic relief. I think it'll be spread all around because they're a family. Everyone in a family cracks one at another person from both sides in every direction. There's not only just one person. So I think it'll be spread out well and the moments will be good. So, and I think the tone of the movie, especially when it came to that second trailer, when she's like coming out the woodworks talking about, I herald Galactus, I herald your end, all that jazz. It's like, okay, so they are making it sure that this is not to be like played around with. This is going to be a seriously toned movie that takes everything to the point where you might be on the edge of your seat to the point and you might not know what's coming next. Now, for me personally, I think I know what's coming next. I think them including the Fantastic Four in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene pretty much solidified that that world will be gone. Now, do I think that there is still a possible chance for them to deceive us in a way? Yes. My thing is this: they could end up winning or negotiating with Shia LaBeouf to help turn against Galactus, right? To help save Earth, right? Now, if they do that, I feel like the entire storyline of the timelines like messing up and like all the stuff going on in the dark dimension with Clea and Doctor Strange, think that might tie into I can't remember the specific term they used, but it was when the universes clashed together. They were talking about it.
Oh, the incursion.
The incursions, yes. I think an incursion might happen and like a portal might open up after they, save the day and save the world to where Reed, his ambitious side and his itch that he gets, that always would be like, we should discover this. We should try to figure out what this is. I think he might want to have one of those moments and they actually do save the world, but they end up coming to our world anyway to see what's going on and why they see an entirely different universe that wasn't there before. So I think they could play on that in Reed's ambitious and how he wants to always discover new things and his research and stuff like that. So I think they could definitely go that route as well. And it doesn't always just have to end up with them and their world being destroyed and them leaving. So that's my take.
All right. Scotty, I'm gonna change it up for you. Because for
Yeah.
you, I know you're into the villains. We know what's coming down the pipeline. We've already seen the casting. Dr. Doom this, Dr. Doom that. I want to ask you, do you want, because movies will do this, they'll jump ahead. We got this character. We got to start marketing. We got to do it as fast as possible. Do you want to see any hints? Do you want to see any cameo? Do you want to see any references to Dr. Doom in this movie? Or are you saying this is Galactus movie? Give me Galactus. Don't do too much. Like, where are you feeling the Marvel's going to go with this? You think they're going to do too much, or you think they're going to be able to tone it down?
I think they're not going to do what the 2004 and 7 did, which was have Dr. Doom there from the beginning and go to space with them. That's how he got his powers. I would like them to just sprinkle in something because, honestly, I didn't think we were even ready for Dr. Doom, if I'm being honest. But if they're going to sprinkle a little bit in there, reference him a little bit in the movie, then obviously a post-credit scene is probably going to have him in it. That's fine. But my theory is, and it's just from reading stuff, I don't think they're even from that world. I really don't. I think they landed there. And when they got there, maybe that Doom was already there. maybe that Doom was from somewhere else. You know, that kind of thing kind of got out of my mind anyway. Just because, you know, the MCU kind of switched it up from Kang, and then that scandal happened, then now it's Doom. So I honestly don't care much about Doom. I just kind of care about how Shia LaBeouf and Galactus is going to be. And I'm thinking that what I'm hoping for, and what I'm hoping for is they don't succeed. I'm hoping for the Fantastic Four to not succeed, and their planet gets destroyed. And you see how it devastates them. They couldn't save anybody but their own family, because even in the trailers, the news trailer, it says that Galactus wants their son, and that's it. That's the only bargaining chip they have is their son, and they said no. They even announced in the trailer, they said, no, we said no, you can't have our kid. So I think Galactus is going to wipe them out. I don't see them winning against that, and then they have to flee to the Earth they came from, or have to flee to 616 Earth. And then when they get there, I'm assuming it's going to be, you know what I mean, some depression, kind of like they couldn't save people, so they have to figure out a way to save this Earth, and this Earth has a whole bunch of heroes on it. Maybe they can work together to save it. I don't want the heroes to win in this movie. I really don't.
There you go. Okay.
Something different.
Yeah, something different. All right, last question, just hitting confidence level. Adonis, give me a pre-rating. Where do you think you're going to walk out? You said Superman, you were what, 9 out of 10? Give me a pre-rating. Where do you think you're going to walk out, Fantastic Four? You're going to be like, that was this out of this movie?
I think I'm gonna walk out with. I'm gonna say I say an 8. Say an 8, 8.5, somewhere around there.
Yo, Scotty, what's going to be your rating for tomorrow? What you think you're going to walk out with?
I'd say about the same with a little caveat to it. If the villains win, for me it's a 10. If they win, it's a 10. I need them to win. I need the villains to win and cause the heroes to flee. I want something different. I do not want like sure it's in the comic books, but I do not want Reed Richards to have the ultimate nullifier and say, hey, you better stop it. You better stop this. I'm a hero. Don't do this.
I don't even think they would pull it out that early.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping they don't. All I can do is hope that they don't. But if they do, I'm like, that's an automatic 8. No, I don't want Galactus to say it's a stalemate. I want Galactus boots on the ground, stomping through all the cities, stomping through the slums.
But you know, Galactus can be, you know, like he can be like conversated with, you know.
Could be. That's what I'm saying. I don't want him to be conversated with. I want him to say what in the trailer. I want him to say, listen, give me your child. Oh, that's it. I want them to try and negotiate with him. That he say, bet you got 4 hours before I stomp on your city. That's what I want. And I want him to come through, stomp on their city, and annihilate everything in his path. That's what I want. And then that's a 10 out of 10. If he doesn't do that and they're able to negotiate with him, that's an automatic 8. That's an automatic 2 points off.
There you go. Yeah, I'm hoping for tomorrow. Like we said, I walked out of Superman. I was like, that was really solid. I just didn't have that feeling where I came out buzzing. I'm with you both. I think Marvel, not for the budget wise, not that the company's going to collapse, but just for the audience confidence, walk out of a movie saying that actually has me buzzing, and I am looking forward to the next project. I think that's the most important thing. All right, so we will be back. We got a review. Like I said, I will see it tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will see it tomorrow, hopefully this weekend. And we're going to come back and do a spoiler discussion. Oh, you got some?
Oh, no, I was saying, yes, sir. No. You're good. You're good.
We will just be in there. We will come back and do a spoiler discussion. That will be this weekend. But make sure you like that video. Make sure you hit them comments. Let us know what you're looking forward to. This video drops today. So a little preemptive. Want to get to talk about that. But Adonis, let the people know. It's good to have you back. Let people know where they can find you at on the daily.
Oh, of course. I mainly post on TikTok and Instagram. On TikTok, I am Adonis_Arachnid. And on my Instagram, I am the one and only Adonis. You can find me pretty much on YouTube on OneandOnlyAdonis as well. But yeah.
Yeah, Scotty.
Yes.
They find you. Are they looking for
you? You can find us on Kuronocomics on TikTok. KURONO Comics, and then on Instagram and YouTube you can find us at Minor League Films. YouTube is MLFHQ.
There you go, everybody. Make sure you like that video. Got a lot of new subscribers in here, so appreciate you walking with us. We got a lot of content dropping, so do all that. Give the follows up, be down in the bio, like that video, all that good stuff. And look for this weekend. Go see it. Let's go talk about it. We will catch you next time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.